Adana ran as fast as her legs could carry her, the lantern in her hand, shaking with every step. Behind her, beyond the dark trees, the sound of the river grew louder than it should have been. It was as if the water itself was calling after her, and then she heard it, a voice from the river calling her name. Earlier that day, the village was alive with its usual rhythm. Children ran between the huts, women prepared evening meals, and the scent of firewood filled the warm air. Adana had only returned from the city a few weeks ago after years away. The village felt both familiar and strangely distant. Before the sun disappeared behind the trees, the women gathered at the river as they always did. Mama Ebere, the oldest woman in the village, repeated the warning everyone had heard since childhood. When darkness falls, the river does not belong to the village anymore. Later that night, when the village had fallen quiet, Adana realized something. She had forgotten to fetch water. Everyone else in the compound was already asleep. Rather than waking anyone, she decided to go herself. The path to the river was narrow and quiet. The forest that felt friendly during the day now seemed to watch her every step. Still, Adana laughed softly to herself. Old stories, she thought, nothing more. The river was beautiful at night. Moonlight danced across its surface, and the air felt strangely calm. For a moment, it almost felt peaceful, until the water began to sound different. At first, it was only a whisper, so soft that Adana thought it was the wind. But then she heard it clearly. The river was calling her name. The voice began to speak again, not loudly but gently. It spoke of memories she had forgotten, moments from her childhood, secrets no one else could ever possibly know. Without realizing it, Adana began stepping closer. The voice from the river sounded calm, comforting, inviting her to just come a little nearer. The river began to show her things, not with words, but with reflections. The water shifted like a moving mirror, revealing moments from her life. Then she realized something. The river was not just calling her, it remembered her. Then something changed. The water near the edge began to move, not like normal waves, but like the river itself was reaching for her. The voice calling her name grew louder, and suddenly, Adana understood. The river was not welcoming her, it was pulling her closer. Fear rushed through her like cold water. Adana turned and ran. Branches scraped past her arms as she ran through the forest path. But when she burst out of the trees again, the river was still there, the same place she had just left. The forest was not letting her escape, and the voices from the river were calling her name again. Then suddenly, another voice broke through the night. Adana! Mama Ebere had followed the forest path, and she knew exactly what the river was trying to do. Mama Ebere grabbed her arm and pulled her away from the water. The moment they stepped back onto the forest path, the voice disappeared and the river fell silent. The next morning, Adana told the village what had happened. From that day forward, she never laughed at the old stories again, because now she understood something the elders had always known. During the day, the river belongs to the village, but at night, the village belongs to the river.